Hi, Michael. This is my top 10 list of red flags in relationships. Now, a month ago, I did a video titled The Second Most Important Question You Ask Yourself. Very important video. And from that, I then made 10 one-minute clips of red flags in relationships. In those videos, I give a red flag, yellow flag, and green flag to encourage you to find a positive focus in your new relationships. Hope you go back and check out all those videos. Lots to learn from. But right here, this is the top 10 list of red flags. Now, just a little disclaimer. I don't want you to be overcritical and be too dramatic when you see a red flag in front of you. Don't react and run out of the restaurant and leave the person with the bill. That's bad on you. But you need to be thinking about these. And when these come up, pause the relationship, think about it, ask more questions to understand the person better, and then make smart choices for your future. We can all hope to learn from our bad experiences. If your partner has learned from some bad experience in the past and they are challenging themselves to grow and be better, then great. Maybe you can grow along with them and share that new journey. But if their activity is evidence of a bad attitude, you need to stop and be careful and step back and maybe restart in a new relationship. So think about these. Number 10, chaos. Now, this is what we visually see when we first meet somebody. If they look messy, if their place you go to see is a mess, then you got to ask some questions and sort out, is this person just having a bad time? Are they undisciplined? Are they not able to take care of themselves? If you're questioning that, big red flag. Now, number 9, cash. Well, not always the first thing you want to talk to somebody about, but you'll see the evidence as you spend time with the person. If they do not have cash available, why is that? Are they carrying debt? Are they pressured and stressed by too many credit card payments and debt payments and interest payments? If they got a problem there with budgeting, you need to stop and be careful. Now, number 8, credit. So the evidence will be clear when you find out someone is currently in bankruptcy, or if they've got collections agencies calling them. If they're stressed and frustrated because credit agencies are calling them and they're not responding, there's a big red flag for you. Now, this may be something which, again, is a life lesson. They made mistakes and have learned from and will do better, but you don't want to commit to a relationship when someone is currently making those bad mistakes. So make sure there's been lessons learned and change has happened before you commit to that relationship. Now, red flag number 7. This is something I mentioned in my other video. It's different for everybody. All about their activity and energy level. You want to find someone that is in your own zone. If you enjoy playing sports and getting out and being active and going out and doing things, you want someone who's going to enjoy doing that with you. If you just want to take a walk around the park and that's where you're comfortable and you get your exercise, then good. You want someone who will share that with you and enjoy doing it. But if they're not motivated, you got a big red flag. If you think they're dragging you down, holding you back, being lazy, you have a big red flag. Be careful. Now, number 6. This is something that moves out of the activity question more to the attitude questions. Parents, if the person you're getting to know simply talks negatively about their parent, if they obviously are holding on to old hurts, if they are talking about anger and hate about their parents, you have a big red flag in front of you. Be very careful. Now, of course, we need to take time to get to know someone and understand their history and understand why they might be saying that. Again, we don't want to jump to conclusions, but you need to be aware of the big red flag in front of you and take time to come to understand why that's there. Now, number 5, decision making. Whether this is in the weekly plans of how you want to go and play together and what you're going to go and do for a social activity, or whether this is in big life priorities that you're planning ahead in the long term, if your partner is telling you what to do, when to do it, where to do it, and not letting you express yourself and not questioning what you really want, you have a big red flag. So make sure you are being respected, or no, you need to take a step back and try again. Now, again, this is more complicated. This is more of a skill and an attitude we're talking about when we mention the red flag of communication skills. Now, if the partner will avoid the hard conversations, if your partner avoids talking about or giving you answers on difficult emotional issues, or if there's something you need to know and you've asked the questions and they avoid giving you an answer, that is a huge red flag for communication skills reasons, but also much deeper trust reasons as well. You need to stop right there. The next red flag is a bit deeper of what I'm saying right here. When we talk about conversation skills, conversations need to be balanced and honest. If your partner is expressing a negative attitude, if your partner is critical, complaining, and not honest in their conversation with you, that is a big red flag. You will want to try and balance it out and get some answers. But if you do not get honest conversations, then stop. Number 2 on my list of red flags in relationships. Again, very important, and this boils down to a very deep level in relationships, and I need to say this very strongly. The red flag is trust. We get trust simply by always telling the truth. If you know your partner is always going to tell you the truth, and you're comfortable, and you're confident that you can trust them, beautiful. But if they're not telling the truth, not trustworthy, it is over. That is a big red flag. And the number 1 red flag, which, as I mentioned in a previous video, is characterized by poisoned people, and very simply meaning they may be sweet on the outside, but poison on the inside. If your partner is a poisoned person who may be very polite to the people in public, but are nasty and cold and not nice to you in private, you have a big problem. Now, this is where I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm a dad. And so I refer you to go back to YouTube, type in the word narcissist, and then watch other videos and learn more about relationships in the definition of narcissistic disorder, and come to understand that. Then you be very careful. You must be confident you have a trusting, honest relationship. If you don't, it's a absolute veto to the relationship. Now, I've listed my top 10 red flags. A lot to think about. Very important you think about these and be honest with yourself when you see them. Take action when you see these red flags. And more important, just like in my previous video, the second most important question you ask yourself comes back to the first most important question you ask yourself. Are any of these red flags in you? You want to make sure you are not presenting a red flag to anyone else. If you want to find a good person, you first must be a good person. If you want to have a good relationship, you want to first be that person in a good relationship that others are going to be attracted to. So, think about this. Don't be a red flag to someone else. Be the best person you can be. Make the best future you can make for yourself. I love you. I hope the best for you.